Hey guys, I am doing a TNA review and I have the wrong paper in front of me. This is for WWE. What does this say? Superstars on there. I think I wrote the wrong thing down. Okay, I messed up the titles. The Superstars video will come after this. So, time for my TNA Impact review for 6/21/2012. I know my last video was late, but this one isn't as late. My last one was on like around 2 o'clock, so I tried to get this one on a little bit early because it was just, I was kind of busy with other things, and I watch TNA online now instead of on TV, so I have to wait till I watch the whole thing, and then I did a review on it like that. So before, my TNA reviews were earlier, like before 12, but now everything's changed. So the show opens up with the video of when James Storm returned last week, and also it opens with the video showing what Austin Aries his choice is going to be, and that comes on a little, like, comes on shortly after the video shown on the stage. It's also an open fight night, which means if someone calls you out to the ring, you have to accept it. And it was the first stage of the gut check. The final part will happen next week for Taylor, the girl, the first female in the gut check. She had a match tonight. I'll get into that a little bit later. And next week she will get the official gut check in the ring, whether or not that they think she deserves a TNA contract. Hulk Hogan opens the show officially, and then Austin Aries comes out. Hulk Hogan gave him two choices: option A, option B. Option A, he can keep the X Division Championship belt, or option B, he can relinquish the X Division Championship for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then Austin Aries comes up with option C, which is that every X Division champion must, every year, assuming every year that there's a different X Division champ, that they get the chance that he got, which is basically to give in the X Division Championship for the world title. That's what Austin Aries has set in place for now and all future X Division champs. And then Bobby Roode comes out, and Bobby Roode and Austin Aries get into a little fight outside the ring, basically. And while they're fighting, Mr. Anderson comes out. He officially kicks off the open fight night. He calls out Christopher Daniels, and he defeats Christopher Daniels with a mic check and gets 7 points. Also, these are Bound for Glory matches, where you get points. I'm not too familiar with the Bound for Glory. One thing I know is, in October, whoever has the most points gets a chance for a world title match. That's basically what happens. It's a point system. So Mr. Anderson gained 7 points by defeating Daniels with a mic check. And also there was a video after that of Dixie and AJ talking backstage. This basically has turned into a soap opera. And you know, the same difference with WWE has going on. If you're a WWE fan, same thing is going on with Kane, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and AJ. Two AJs, one male and one female. Same soap opera that's going on. And then the knockouts. That's what they're called. I remember last time I called them the Divas, obviously, but the knockouts were all in Brooke's office. She's basically telling them whether they will get a chance to face Miss Tessmacher, for the women's belt. I don't know what they call it. The women's championship, basically. At least Brooke got more screen time this time than she did last week. Last week we only saw her one time, and we saw Hulk Hogan 2 times. This week we're seeing her 2 times, so hopefully she'll be on the air more. That would be good for the show. And then we have Robbie E, whom reminds me of Zack Ryder. All WWE fans, go to Google Images, look up Robbie E, and then look up Zack Ryder. Both have that tan thing going on, that Jersey Shore thing, the spiked hair. They're the same character, basically. I'm not saying who stole it from who, but WWE and TNA are using the same characters, almost. And basically, he gives the option for anybody backstage to come out, anyone in the Bound for Glory series, and Kurt Angle comes out, and Kurt Angle destroys by Robbie E. I mean, it was only like 2 minutes. The match was only 2 minutes, really. And he got 10 points for that. Kurt Angle was good during this match. It was nice to see him in the ring. I haven't really watched a Kurt Angle match in a long time, since he was in WWE, and that's back like 2001. But if he returned to WWE, that could be good, but I don't know if he would get a great welcome back, because he's been gone for almost 10 years. But he was impressive during the match, nonetheless. He looked good. I haven't seen an ankle lock in a long time, because generally when I watch TNA, only person I pay attention to is Jeff Hardy, so that's basically it. But Kurt Angle looked good tonight, well, yesterday, since it's after 12, even though the match is only 2 minutes, but that's it. And then Taylor Hendricks versus, well, Taylor Hendricks was the girl. They showed the video of her. She could fit in with the knockouts, really, but she has potential. I'm gonna get to her match later. And then Magnus comes out, and Magnus calls out AJ. AJ came out with his hood over the top of his head. He seemed a little bit distracted. Like I said, it's a soap opera going on. The same thing going on with WWE, like I said. And Magnus was able to win, which was surprising, because AJ is like the John Cena of TNA. Almost. AJ is like the John Cena of TNA. So Magnus was able to win because Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian came out, and they distracted him. And Magnus was able to win 7 points. I don't even really know who Magnus is, but he was able to defeat AJ, so without the distraction, I don't think that would have been possible, but nonetheless, he still won. He got 7 points. I don't know why I wrote down 10 minutes. Also, the Bound for Glory matches, they all have a 10-minute limit on the matches, so if you have to defeat the opponent within 10 minutes, or you won't be able to gain any points, basically. The gut check, it was Tara Hendricks. She's also trending on Twitter. If you have a Twitter, you'll know that. And she went against Tara, and Tara was able to win. I mean, Tara, she was good during the match, but Tara, they both names start with T. So Taylor was good doing the match, but Tara, the most experienced diva in Knockout, TNA Knockout, my bad, she was able to win the match. I mean, it was a good match, but Tara pulled off the win. Um, I don't know if I would give her a TNA contract, Tara, based off that match. I think she should get a second match because that first match wasn't really fair to me at all. I think she should get another match before she gets a gut check in the ring. But she has potential to be a TNA knockout, that's for sure. But let's see what happens next week. And since I'm halfway done, I might as well say I'm starting to like TNA more. I really am. I want to be watching it for 5 weeks. This is my 5th week doing reviews. 5 weeks. I like the action. I like the storylines. The storylines on TNA are way better than WWE right now. I'm starting to like TNA more. Like, I'm starting to get into it a little more. Like, before I just watched for Jeff Hardy, but now I watch the whole thing now. So I'm starting to like it now. I mean, in some areas it could improve, but I'm starting to like this show as a whole now. But the storylines are really interesting. I wish WWE could use some of TNA's, I mean, some of their skills. Because some of WWE storylines used to be good back in the day, but now they aren't. I don't mean to talk about WWE because this is about TNA, so. But that was for my WWE fans for watching this right now. And then Joseph, they showed the camera was in the audience, and Joseph, Abyss brother, was leaving the audience with a TNA official, production official, and Billy Ray confronts him backstage. He basically chokes him up and says he doesn't want to see him or his brother Abyss anymore, and if they do, that will be the last time that they will be seen. Basically, he threatens him. And then Samoa Joe comes out, since nobody called him out, and he calls out James Storm, since he just returned last week, and James Storm was able to pull off the win. James Storm has been impressive in his 2 weeks turning back, even though somehow I think he has a little image of Stone Cold Steve Austin in him because of that beard thing, like I said in my last review. But James Storm has been impressive. The last call, he did the last call super kick, and he scored 7 points. I think now I'm not sure he scored 7 points. I'm not sure why I heard 27 points on the thing, but he scored 7. He did the last call super kick, which reminds me of Shawn Michaels super kick. Who came up with the move first? I don't know, but he won with the last call super kick. Then they show a video backstage, back in Brooke's office again. We get to see Brooke 2 times again. Brooke's office, and she eliminates Rosie B. Basically, first she eliminated Madison, and then she eliminated Rosie B. So those 2 were eliminated, and then Billy Ray calls out Pope. At this time backstage, it was Pope, Jeff Hardy, and RVD. Billy Ray says he wants an easy opponent, so he calls out Pope. Pope comes out. Look at his sunglasses. They remind me of John Morrison's sunglasses. Now, I keep seeing all these WWE things in TNA. Check out John Morrison glasses, and then check out Pope glasses. They both have the cross on them. I want to say John Morrison was wearing them first. Maybe TNA and WWE use things from each other, but Pope's glasses looked a lot like John Morrison, but he doesn't wrestle anymore, but when he did wrestle, Pope was able to gain 7 points because Abyss came out and he distracted Billy Ray, and Pope was able to pull off the win. And then Miss Tessmacher comes out, and Brooke basically chooses Mickey James over Velvet Sky, because Mickey is talented. During that match, she was talented. She has some good skills. Made me remember back when she was in WWE. I mean, when she was in WWE, she was good, but I don't know why she left. I don't know, really. She was a good, she was a good WWE diva, but she's an even better TNA knockout. So maybe she's good where she's at. She had good skills in the ring, but Miss Tessmacher won the match. So I'm not sure what the future holds for Mickey, but hopefully she'll get another chance at the title. And then since the only two left in the, I forgot what it's called, Bound for Glory series, Jeff Hardy and RVD face each other. Now, this I wish this match could have been longer. This was a main event match. The match was, I don't even know how, the match was short. It was a real short match, like 5 or 7 minutes. It was a main event. It should have been, they should have cut one of the, excuse me. They should have cut one of the earlier matches in the beginning shorter to make more time for this match, but they didn't. The match is only 5 or 7 minutes. I mean, anytime Jeff Hardy and RVD gets in the ring, that's a good match. But anytime Hardy gets in the ring, it's always a good match. But I must say, everyone who's been watching my TNA reviews for the past 5 weeks, next week will be 6 weeks, know that Jeff Hardy fan. I really like Jeff Hardy's face paint yesterday. I'm saying yesterday because it's past 12, but I liked his face paint. Every week he does something different. Does the paint over the eyes right here and everything. I liked his face paint this week more than any other week because it was more detailed. Like, he's an artist, paints, sings, and he's a good wrestler. That's pretty much why I like him, really. So it was Hardy versus RVD. Hose kick. And it was they toe-to-toe in the match. They both were high flyers. Well, Jeff Hardy's more of a high flyer. RVD is more of a kicker, ground submissionist. RVD can get high though, but Hardy's more of a high flyer. The extreme enigma. Jeff Hardy was able to pull off a huge kick during this match. It was funny because RVD wasn't even looking, and the way Jeff Hardy just ran and just kicked him in the face, it was funny to me. And RVD was impressive. He pulled off a 450 splash off the top rope. I thought he was going for the frog splash, but it was actually a 450 splash. And he misses that. And then Hardy does a DDT, which looked like it broke RVD neck. Kicks out of that. Then Hardy does a twist of fate. Again, a second one. That was like a second neck breaker combined with a twist of fate. It was just epic, and Hardy pulled off the win. And he got to 7 points. So I'm happy Jeff Hardy won. I just wish the match could have been longer. And Jeff Hardy needs to have a belt by now. Really does. Give us the X Division Championship or the World Title, something. Also, I noticed Devon wasn't there tonight because usually the Television Championship is defended every week, but Devon wasn't there. And basically, I missed the last part of TNA, which I'm hearing most people's reactions. I'm glad I did. If you're watching this, go back to my review for TNA last week on my channel. I predicted this outcome for the end of the show. I predicted it on my last TNA review. Go on my channel and check it out. It turns out AJ and Dixie Carter, president of TNA, weren't having an affair. They were basically helping this girl out, and they didn't want anyone to know about it. That's how the show ends, and Daniels and Kazarian comes out and AJ just destroys them. So that's how the show ended. I said that last week. I said it on my last review that it's going to turn out to be something stupid, and it did. They did this storyline for like a whole month and a half. And I told you, this is the same thing WWE does. They build all the suspense, and then it turns out to be something stupid. I said it on my last review. I predicted it. Like I said last week, it's going to turn out that they weren't having an affair. It's going to be something stupid. I said it last week, and then TNA comes, and it turns out they were helping a girl the whole time. I told you. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But TNA was good though. The ending, for one, the way they dragged the storyline on for so long, I don't like the way it ended. But I knew it. I said it last week. And in Jeff Hardy match being cut short, he should have had more airtime. But other than that, the show was good. Instead of using 5 stars, I'm gonna just do a rate of 10. So since I predicted last week's the outcome at the end of the show, and the show outcome really kind of sucked, and Jeff Hardy match being cut short, I give it a 9.2 out of 10. That's my rate for TNA this week. I used to do the 5-star thing, but I'm just going to do out of 10 because it's more easy. So 9.2 for this week. It was better than last week's. It's very interesting. Happy to see next week's, but that's my TNA review for 6/21/2012, Thursday. If you like this video, you can like it. If you dislike it, you can dislike it. And leave a comment. You can tell your rate if you disagree. Leave a comment about anything about TNA or anything you disagree with it. If you disagree or agree with anything in the video, express your opinion. That's what the video is for. Subscribe. Happy to my 14 subscribers now. Doing this for 5 weeks. This is a side note from TNA, so if you don't want to hear it, you can cut the video off now. But so 14 subscribers. Glad that you decided you liked my videos, and this was just a summer thing, but if people continue to watch the videos and come back every week, I'll continue to do them. Will I do them into the fall? I don't know, because it was just a summer thing, but if I get enough subscribers and enough people coming back every week, I probably will be permanent into the fall, winter, spring, to summer again, hopefully. So, also if you missed Raw last week, check it out, or SmackDown last week for the WWE fans. The Superstars review will be after this video, and later on tonight will be the SmackDown review for the WWE fans, and everything wrestling related is on my channel. So you have to go on my channel and you have to check everything out. All the videos are on there.